Hi, today we're gonna deal with the Romulan drill, the 24th century drill that got trapped back in Kirk's time. Now, first of all, we have to understand the drill itself. Okay, this thing was blasted through a temporal rift, sent back in time, in which they spent 25 years waiting for Spock to show up. Okay, first off, what you need to know is that they didn't try to go to the Romulans. They separated themselves from them. Okay, second, when it comes to Scotty transporting Kirk and Spock onto the ship, and if there's any design to their madness, this'll be the room. Well, this is gonna clear up the inquiry about why he wasn't reprimanded. Because it was a drilling vessel, meaning the biggest room was the cargo dock, right? So, of course, that's where he's going to beam them. The reason why the ship was modified was because Nero and his crew had been living in this thing for 25 years. So, I mean, this thing is 5 miles across. So of course they're going to go and move their stations around and move their rooms around. I mean, that's the only. What else are they going to do? The 47 Klingon vessels that were destroyed, that was only due to them going after the brainworm that they put in Pike, to go and get the Starfleet deflector array grid, sensor grid. So they really were minding their own business for years. You know, they weren't Romulan monsters, they were just angry. And of course, they're going to go and take it out on their ship and move stuff around. Now, I mean, the problem is when it comes to beating this thing, you go and you pull up and come out of warp, and there's the ship all blown up in front of you. Well, first thing you're going to do is when you know that there's 7 vessels in front of you, you're going to go and separate. And you're going to back off, shooting probes behind you to see what this thing is. Now, you're going to find out that this thing doesn't have speeders or any kind of shuttlecraft. So you're going to go and contact Starfleet Command about this thing. You can't do that because the drill is already going. So you go, you launch all your shuttlecraft, you have them fire, your security shuttles. They got photon torpedoes and phasers. So you can then turn around with all of your shuttles out, all 39 of them, and start deflecting some of those heavy missiles that they're firing that's tearing through ships because they're designed to tear through planets. With that being done, you'd be able to go and take their drill out, before it would cause any real shuttlecraft. In those days, you would have to have pilots in them. But with proper setting up with the transporters, you should be able to beam them out beforehand. If not using today's technology, I would have had them on remote control. After the first 2 get blown up, you call them back to the ship, but by then the drill's already taken out. Because I doubt the thing's that maneuverable despite the fact that it has warp capabilities. Now, You can go and send shuttles through the thing and destroy it, but all you're really trying to do is to get rid of the beam that's going to the planet, you know. And so by then, you already got people down near the drill. You see how far down it is. And when they launch the red matter, they don't have it in a rocket ship because they can't worry. They got to worry about it. They just drop it. Meaning you're going to have shuttles down there because the main objective is to blow up the drill, and then your sensors, which I guess ain't functioning, but you visually are going to be watching it. So you end up with a small, but once that drill's blown up, they get it back instantly. So they will know that it's been dropped, and they will go and get it in a tractor beam because they're not going to beam it on board. They don't know what this is, and they know it's a weapon. So considering how long it took the pilots in the movie to get to infiltrate the thing and land on it, is roughly how long it would take the thing to get down there. In that amount of time, even with firing, you should be able to maneuver the Enterprise over there, which would give you a more controlled catch. But, like I said, that's pretty much how you would get away and stop this thing from blowing up. I feel bad for Nero. That sucks. But it's not like the Romulans were really doing anything to assist the situation. They made it seem like they put it all in the hands of the Vulcans, and now they blame it on them. It's like, well, you were supposed to be involved too. So, and this is after you already have the red matter, so you had Spock and he got away. I mean, yes, that should have been the movie. They go and this bad thing happens. You go in, now we're watching you go back in time, before the rift. Spock goes and escape, and you both get dragged into it. And then it goes to Kirk in command school. And it'd be a long movie about watching Nero go through the motions, psychologically living in a submarine in outer space, trapped from all land, going crazy. I mean, it's psychological. Yes, that's a little more advanced than Starfleet Command, but it took 40 years before we got anywhere. I mean, even watching Wesley Crusher was watching him deal with advanced Defiant training. I mean, he went straight to the Delta Flyers, like right to the security detail. That's SP level, So there's really no reason why at all. They should have been able to take that drill out if a little handheld bomb would have, or some little phasers, but they wouldn't retreat. They wouldn't turn around fully armed. This thing was attacking the planet and blew up 7 vessels. You send a security vessel to go and call Starfleet, and you get in there and stop them from hurting people. If you don't do it, who's going to? He had them fly right into the junkyard and get blown up. I mean, come on. And I'm sure those drill bits are controllable, so they'd be remote controlling them and chasing us like heat seekers. And it's like, fine, I'm fine with that. But we got warp speed, I doubt they do, even in the future. And, sure, they might have modified them more than that, but, it just, there's a lot of holes in that. On top of the fact that he's been going crazy sitting in a submarine for 25 years. It's, I don't know. I think I could have survived. Whether or not I could have destroyed the, because the drill would have been easy. Getting to the with the shuttlecraft out, because they would have been armed and ready anyway. We've been going into a situation for that, so they would have been in their positions, and getting that drill handle would have been fine. It's just getting rid of the missiles from hitting you. But like I said, with the sensors, we'd be able to go and the shuttlecraft would have been able to catch it, even if the big bombs are chasing the Enterprise. So we would have beat them, even if they beat 47 Klingons. You know, because I don't know. That just seemed too easy of an objective, regardless how strong their hull is. Because we don't need to kill them. We just need to stop them from destroying the. I mean, what's your objective in that situation? Alright, now, after you've gone and destroyed the drill and caught the first drop of red matter, they're probably going to be really mad. So you would go and have all your ships and as you go and retreat. They're going to follow you. He's going to be furious. He's been planning this for 25 years. Head to Federation space. Once in Federation space, you'll be able to turn into, and now remember, Pike wouldn't even be captured yet, but because you wouldn't fly over there. But now you go and run SP4 clearance. Once you're verified, not only are your tactical and helm controls moved to full capacity, but you're also able to use your solar laser. Now, you should be able to cut through his ship, no problem with this. But the mere fact is that you'd be able to also, with SP4 clearance, you'd be able to condense the ship to bullet size. Well, now, down to a bullet strength, so that you can go and ram this thing and save it from those missiles, regardless, even if you can't ram it. I mean, it didn't take much for Spock's to be collected, but by now, Spock would have been at the station anyway, calling Starfleet, saying that the ship's on there, that the red matter's happening. They would know they have to go and get that. So, what's the best thing to do? You fire the red matter back at him. Just if that's enough to destroy a planet, it's going to destroy a ship, even if they hit it while inbound. You know, but yeah, they got tractor beams, but we got teleporters. So, you know what I'm saying? That will alleviate the tractor beam problem. So that's pretty much all you can do to, that's 100%. That completely solves the situation. I mean, if you do choose to have Vulcan blown up like they did, I would hope you would have enough smarts to go and make it a where Spock ends up going and finding the new Vulcan, and the new Vulcan is already the Vulcan we know from Next Generation. You know, like Spock remembered it, even though it didn't happen. Like because it would still fit. I mean, the Romulans. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to try to work a paradox in to where Next Generation is already in the new future. But that's beating the drill 100% clear.